Welcome to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. Highlights, features, and analysis with men's head coach Otis Hewley Jr. and women's head coach Margaret Richards.
Hello and welcome to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. I'm Chauncey Sanders and I'm being joined by none other than head coach of the women's basketball program, Margaret Richards. Coach, tonight was amazing. You guys were able to prevail against a team that you guys lost earlier in the season to in overtime, 69-67, in the Florida A&M Rattlers. Coach, it was a huge one, 77-65 finish. What did you guys preach to them defensively as they came out tonight and were all over the place?
Well, number one, Florida A&M is extremely talented. They have a lot of talented young ladies that can score at all three levels. And when you are trying to prepare for that, it's very difficult. So one thing I wanted to change is I wanted to force them to shoot more outside challenge shots and keep them out the paint. Because last time we played them, they scored a lot of points in the paint. So we want to limit those paint touches.
And you guys were outscored in the paint. And now fast forward to today where you guys dominated the paint today between the high-low game action between Cody as well as Amani Free. You guys were able to put up 40 points in the paint and limiting to just 30 points. How special is that front court offense for you guys?
Well, I've always been an inside-out coach, and I think, starting in the inside, it creates shots for your outside and for your guards. So it's very important to us. Amani Free does a good job. She's not just a three-point shooter. She can finish around the basket really well. So as a staff, we just kind of brainstormed, and we just kind of realized that we need her around the basket to get her going early and just, from the jump, just run a couple of sets where we can get her playing in inside because we knew they play a four-guard matchup.
Definitely. And Coach, Amaya Simmons has been on fire. She had a pretty quiet game against Bethune-Cookman, just a little off, and maybe that was to fatigue in her huge performance against Mississippi Valley State, where she was able to pour in 25 points, 18 rebounds, and then she came up big as well on the road at Arkansas Pine Bluff, despite the loss. But tonight, 20 points, 6 of 13 from the field, 7 of 9 from the free throw line. She was spectacular for you guys.
She is, love her to death. She's tough. She is resilient. I gotta get her to slow down. She just got one speed and that's go. But we love Amaya. She's not afraid of anybody. She's not afraid to take the big shot. She's not afraid to step up to the free throw line and connect at the free throw line. She's getting better defensively, and she has been a monster on the boards. Although she had a quiet night offensively against Bethune, but I thought her defense was really excellent. She had 11 rebounds. She got stops. So, she helped us win that game as well.
Absolutely. And we look forward to seeing her on the road as well. But, Coach, tonight only wasn't just about your usual suspects in Free and Simmons and also Tony Grace, as she's been able to pour in here and there, especially off the bench. Tonight was about the shooting performance as well from Darian Burgeon. That felt like it was a big-time difference maker as she went 10 of 12 from the free throw line today. Was that something that you guys preached over the last couple games into shooting at the free throw line?
Oh, absolutely. I told them free throws will help us win. We're topping free throw percentage in the SWAC, and we need to stay that way. Again, if you're not making shots, you have to connect from the free throw line. And I thought Darian did a great job of drawing fouls and connecting at the free throw line, and that was huge for us because we needed someone else to show up and give us something on the board.
Definitely. Now, Coach, you guys are officially done. We have came to the end of the road here in this homestand at the new event center, as I like to call it, the crown jewel of the Tennessee Valley.
Yes.
How special is it when you go back and look at the schedule and see that you guys are undefeated here in this newly established building in the inaugural season?
I mean, it's pretty special. It's a couple of things because I know we started off, it was extremely tough for us as a team. And as a head coach, I just didn't want to lose anybody mentally because I knew I recruited winners. And I just told them just to keep on fighting and believing. And this team, they did just that. I think our team chemistry went from, a 2 to an 8. We did a lot of different team bonding things. We did a lot of, individual development, a lot of film sessions. But I think all of that paid off. And most importantly, I think they believe and they're bought in. And I think that's what we've been able to display at home. So I'm extremely proud of this group. From my understanding, it's never happened before here, and I'm just extremely proud of them.
Absolutely. And Coach, we also saw that in this season, when you go back and look at the earlier parts of the season, you guys opened up against some very tough teams, two of whom were SEC schools, and Ole Miss and Alabama. And, people were easily painting the narrative that this team is done after they've lost. There are two key players in Dariana Lewis as well as Nigeria Jones. And then we see this flick of a switch, Coach, where you guys turned it up a notch, virtuoso on defense. You guys rank right now second in the conference in defense, and you guys have been phenomenal since Christmas. But now you guys go on the road.
Yes.
You're going to go on the road to that school in Montgomery, our travel partner, and that will be a fight for the second seed in the SWAC. Do you guys think about that type of situation where you guys are looking at the standings? Teams can get caught up in things like that and slip in the standings.
Oh, well, no. We just like to take one game at a time. I want them to enjoy this win tonight and take 24 hours to enjoy this win and just come back, take care of their bodies tomorrow, take care of things they have to do academically, and have a mental day, an academic day. And on Wednesday and Thursday, be ready to go. And like I said, we have 3 games left, and it's going to be one at a time. And instead of us looking at seeding, I say advance. I look at it as it's tournament time now. We plan tournament time in February, so I can get their minds equipped to what it looked like to win and advance. Not worrying about the seed, but just winning and advancing. So you can get the feel of winning. So when it happened in 3 weeks from now, we understand how important one game at a time is to win and advance feels like.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Coach, it won't be an easy feat, but as the saying goes, you don't need it to be easy, you just need it to be possible. Now, you guys are going into tournament time. We know last year we had a heartbreaking loss to Grambling. What do you see to be the difference between last year's team and this year's team?
Again, we had a lot of talent last year too. Like I said, we fell short to Grambling. It was very heartbreaking. But this year team is definitely different because I don't think we per se have this, one person that we depend on solely. I think it's more of a collective effort. So that makes it more dangerous for us. And defensively, I think that everybody understands and know how important they need to be locked in, because that's something you can control, your defensive effort. You might can't control the ball going in every night, but I think everybody is bought in to the defensive side. I will say that.
Absolutely, and it is showing in your defense statistics this season. Coach, one final question about this tournament. If you guys are able to advance and you buy into what you are preaching and advance to the championship and win, how special will it be, not just for yourself and your growth here as the head coach at A&M, but for the entire university?
Oh my goodness, I know this community is waiting on a championship to happen for the women's program, and my staff and I are working our butt off to try to bring that first one here. I think it'd be something special, extremely special, because this support is amazing. This atmosphere tonight was amazing. So I coach for this community, I coach for this university, and I just hope that we can do that, and we're going to do everything we can to get that done.
Coach, we're looking forward to seeing you guys advance and take care of business. We wish you guys all the best wishes on the road as well. Going forward into the season, I'll be sitting right there cheering you guys on in my maroon and white, as well as the mini at home.
Darryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere. Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Hello and welcome back to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. Chauncey Sanders still here, being joined alongside by one of the SWAC leading rebound snatchers from Valdosta, Georgia, Jayla Cody. Jayla, it was a spectacular game today. You guys were able to pull out a 77-65 win. One last game here at home. How great did that feel? The environment was thriving. The DJ was having the crowd going. And of course, it was Greek night. So you see everybody in their paraphernalia. How great was that game for you guys tonight?
It was really great. Honestly, it's good anytime we win at home, especially undefeated at home this season. I heard that we haven't done that in the history of this basketball program, so that's really exciting. And also to see the fans out there and also like participating and stuff like that is really fun.
So Jayla, I had the chance to talk to your head coach, Margaret Richards, on the tough loss you guys had in Tallahassee, a nail biter in overtime. And one of the things I pointed out to her was the points in the paint. It felt like you guys just had a bad taste in your mouth during that game. And you guys have not had opportunities where you guys were dominating like that inside. Did you guys take that game personal, having that in the back of your minds during tonight's matchup?
We definitely did. Offensive rebounding or even defensive rebounding in general was what our main focus for this game, because that's how we lost the last game, was because of an offensive rebound. So that's what we took pride in this game.
Absolutely. And now you guys are going to go on the road to Montgomery as well as Grambling and Southern. Road games have been pretty fair up for you guys. How do you expect to perform on the road? Do you guys take it, is there one game at a time? What's your mindset when you're going into road games?
It's definitely one at a time. On the road is kind of hard. Not too hard, but it's not like being at home. So it's like you have to take being on the road, being on the bus for a couple of hours, practices, going to shoot arounds at their gym and stuff like that, getting used to their rim. So it's a little tougher, but I think we could pull it out.
Absolutely. And as we mentioned earlier on, today is your very last home game here at the new event center, the crown jewel of the Tennessee Valley. I just want to know, how does it feel your first year here in the maroon and white? You guys were able to go undefeated, but you also personally were able to get that experience as a player for an HBCU program. How did it feel to see that environment versus previous environments you've been in, whether it was high school or college?
The experience is I love the experience, just the fans. Like, I've never been in a gym where I've had this many fans before, so it's really exciting to see that. So yeah.
I love it. Well, Jayla, we'd like to thank you for joining us again. When we come back, we'll have more in store here on the Alabama A&M Basketball Review.
Bulldog faithful, this is a sincere message from the voice of the Bulldogs, Ted Dixie. Cancer is decreasing in the United States, except for prostate cancer. So your father, your brother, your husband, your cousin, your nephew, your uncle, please make sure that they've had a PSA blood test and that they've had a digital rectal exam every year. I'm a prostate cancer survivor, my father's a survivor, and you can be a survivor too. Just make sure you take care of yourself, because with cancer, the key is early detection. Love y'all. Go Bulldogs.
Hello and welcome back to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. I'm now being joined by one of the newcomers for the Alabama A&M women's basketball program and recent SWAC Player of the Week, Amaya Simmons. Amaya, you had a dominant performance tonight, and it feels like they've just been coming one after the other, and you just keep on impressing me. We know in Mississippi Valley, you had 25 points, 18 rebounds, and the hype was all around it. And tonight, you follow up that road performance with 20 points, 6 for 13 from the field. What's going through your mind during this run right now?
I'm just trying to play my hardest, and I know that these games are really important. Every game matters, so we really got to win these games and just have heart every time we step on the court.
Absolutely. And you're joined by a great front court teammates in Cody as well as Free. How easy is it to play between those two players?
Oh, it's great playing with them. Like, not being the only person, like multiple people on the team can score, and Jayla's really good on the defensive ends and getting those blocks and always being in help side. Like, we really wouldn't be the team we are without those key players.
One of the things Coach Richards and I talked about was the number 2 ranked defense for your Lady Bulldog team. I just want to know, how much pride do you guys take on the defensive side of the basketball?
We take a lot of pride on it. I mean, Coach Richards is always talking about defense, and that's what really wins the game. So we get really excited when people are taking charges, and that's what really fuels our offense.
Awesome. I love it. And you guys also are going on the road now, Alabama State, and then you go off to Louisiana. How important are those games to you as you guys look to go forward towards the SWAC tournament?
These games are really important to us. They're definitely tough teams, and so we're going to have to play good and bring our best, and everyone's going to have to be ready and locked in. Yeah, so I'm excited to play these last games.
I love it. Awesome. Now, Amaya, we know you are the social media queen for this Lady Bulldog program. Over 40,000 followers on Instagram, 20 plus or more are from these areas, and as well as being involved in women's basketball. I wanted to know, you made a recent post that said this was a moment you've always dreamed of. How special is it to be donning the maroon and white and being a part of this A&M program?
It's really special, and it really is a moment I've always dreamed of ever since I was a kid. I always wanted to play Division I basketball in front of a crowd, and the fans here are amazing. And I'm so grateful that God brought this opportunity to me. And it didn't happen my last year, and I knew that the time would come, and it came, and it's here right now. So I'm just very grateful and enjoying all of it.
Awesome. Last question, Amaya. I want to know, what do you believe will be the key to you guys hoisting that trophy and dethroning the dragon that most believe is Jackson State University in the SWAC tournament?
I believe it just comes from within. I mean, we have all the tools. We have everything we need. We're great on the defensive end when we're all playing together, and offense comes easy for us. We have multiple scorers. So we really just need to really want it from inside and have passion for the game. And I believe we can beat anyone in the SWAC.
I love it. Well, Maya, we look forward to seeing you guys on the road, take care of business, and then, of course, in the tournament, as we believe you guys will take it all the way, and we're wishing nothing but the best. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll have more in store, of course, and, of course, you will hear from the men's side of the basketball, but for now, we'll take a quick break here on the Alabama A&M Basketball Review.
Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs, or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Parker is 29 and learning to communicate again. The students teaching him earn a degree with 100% job placement. But the real reward is changing a life. At Alabama A&M, it's a university where agencies actually go to recruit compassionate students who help themselves by helping others. Service is sovereignty at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Hello and welcome back to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. Chauncey Sanders here, being joined alongside by none other than the man himself, head coach Otis Hughley. Coach, it was a very, very tough loss today. We know you guys would love to have that game back. This was a team that you guys had already defeated earlier in the season, and today things just fell by the wayside from the free throw line. How did you guys feel as a team collectively? Did you guys think this all fell on just the free throw line opportunities, you guys just missing out on those opportunities, or what were your thoughts on this game?
Guys, they work on it. I think it's just mental. They can't get past the mental aspect of it. And this game was very physical. And our guys just really, with Dalen hurt, that took our tall guard. And then when the game was too fast, guys were shooting too well. So that took our bigs off the floor. Now they were just bigger and stronger than we were. We drove to the basket and they take that stuff out of there. Our guys wasn't jump stopping and using the fundamentals. And then when we got to the line, we didn't finish the play. We left 14 free throws on the table. 14, 19 for what, 33? That's 14 free throws. They missed 5. If we just make 6 of them, we tie the game. We make 7, we win the game.
Coach, I want to talk about the development of this team. You guys replaced nearly half of the team. You had, of course, your few returning faces in Hicks, Tucker, as well as Powell, Smith, Lee, Big EJ Williams. But you guys replaced half of that team, and this is a new team coming in. It felt like the chemistry just clicked immediately with you guys. How can you attest to that growth for the guys? Like, how did you guys get them to grow so quickly to where they are today?
Well, you got some SWAC experience, but you don't have guys who understand how to apply principles. Last year they played with a plan, and it was a scripted plan, and they played that plan. And the SWAC didn't shoot the ball as well as they do now last year. They stayed in the zone. If the teams didn't shoot well, they won. The team shot well, they didn't win. They played prevent defense the entire game. Now we're trying to pressure people a lot more, which means you got to get out on them, which opens the floor more and allows people to get into the heart of it and really make plays. And that's what's happened when you're trying to come back. You got to stay in front of people. And we struggled with that without having our shot blocker in the hole. And that's a new culture for them. So even the guys with experience, it doesn't give you the advantage that you would normally have had you not brought back the same system. So it's an entire new system. You lost the leading scorer who averaged 16 and 9. He went to Cincinnati, he had 30 on them. Right. He left and goes to Wisconsin, Milwaukee. So that hole is not filled. We got to do that by committee. And then you insert a new point guard in beside Thompson, and if he's not making shots, and he becomes a liability on the defensive end at times. They just go at him, and that's what happened tonight. There was no Blaze back there to help.
And he was a huge part early on in this ball game. 13 points he finished with, a couple of knocked away shots, but he's been able to energize this team, Coach, by his offensive progression. We have been seeing that on full display. He's had a couple of big time plays, couple of alley-oops. Despite him having a knee injury, I was wondering where the knee injury went. But he's been awesome, Coach. How did you guys get him to develop so quickly after he doesn't have much of a background playing much basketball as other athletes would?
Well, that's what I really do. I was in charge of the Pete Newell's big man camp 4 out of the 12 years that I worked it. So, the big guy is the thing that I really, really put a lot of time into. And he's a guy that has a lot of, raw skill. He blocks shots, he's gonna roll. If it's high, he can catch it. Anything in here he struggles with is too low, he may or may not catch it. And man, he can discourage you from driving. His conditioning after he hurt his knee is not there. So you don't see him blocking as many shots because he's tired. That game doing this. As soon as he get down, you got to run back the other way. You got to make them slow down for him. And then when you do, you should be able to throw it to him inside. And it's pretty tough if he's struggling to catch it and hold on to it. He had some opportunities in there. They just, no calls.
Right.
No calls. He hit a couple of jump shots, and I bet that shocked those guys. So he's coming along. If we could get this thing to come full circle and keep our bigs on the floor with the guards we have, we'll be a tough out.
Definitely. We'll be keeping an eye on that going forward, Coach. But I also want to talk about you guys continuing that road trip. As we know, this past game was the last game here in Normal in the crown jewel of the Tennessee Valley. As you guys, of course, as I mentioned previously, will be going to Montgomery, but you'll also be going to Louisiana to take on 2 of the top teams in the conference in Grambling and Southern University, respectively. How do you guys keep the mindset going after Montgomery into those games, as that will be a true test going forward towards SWAC tournament play?
Well, you want to keep it simple and basic. You just worry about Montgomery first. And then you come back and you work on the next game. You come back and, well, you got one day and you work on that game. You just take them one at a time. You're looking to go 1-0 3 times. And the whole mindset is not just to win, but to get better, to improve. So each game can carry and pay forward. It won't pay forward if you just win. It's like studying for a test. And then when you're done with the test, you don't remember the information that you just studied. That means you just recalled it, you didn't learn it.
Right.
We want to learn from these wins. You either win or you get a lesson or you get both. We want to get both. We want to win and we want to get a lesson, so we can be smarter and smarter as we go forward.
And we'll be looking forward to that on the road. We're going to wish you guys well, of course, and good luck. But Coach, last question here. If you guys get that chance, because I believe you guys will get that chance to make it to the tournament, and you make the noise that I know you guys can make and get a chance at the SWAC championship, how special would that be in your first season to make that leap for this team from the semifinals in the SWAC tournament, right there on the cusp, to going to the SWAC championship and winning?
Yeah, that would be something I think that would mobilize interest from afar and certainly locally. And I think the Bulldog faithful would be truly, truly, truly overjoyed. I think we got to still be realistic. This is year one and we're trying to cheat the process, and you can't really do that. But if you work hard and you're learning like we're talking about, there are opportunities with a new team. They're far and few in between that you can do what you're talking about.
I love it. Well, Coach, we'll be looking forward to that. We'll be looking forward to you guys hitting the road. Good faith, good luck, of course, and safe travels. We're hoping for the best for you guys. I know myself, along with all of the Maroon and White faithful, will be pulling hard for you guys, and we can't wait to get our tickets over in Birmingham at the Bartow Arena.
Thanks, Chauncey. Go Bulldogs, and God bless.
That will do it here in the crown jewel of the Tennessee Valley, as A&M prepares to go on the road now for 3 straight road trip games in Montgomery as well as Louisiana. And then, of course, the SWAC basketball tournament will be right underway. But for now, here in the crown jewel of the Tennessee Valley, I'm Chauncey Sanders, and of course, he's head coach Otis Hughley. We'd like to thank each and every one of you all for tuning in and, of course, supporting this great university and athletic program. But for now, we say so long and goodbye.